Hey, what's up? I guess I'm live. What's going on? This is George Shamoun. I wanna thank you for joining if you are on this live stream. If you're on the future replay, also I wanna thank you. Submit your questions about the title I have. This video will be about Visual Studio Code, and I'm gonna go over, the basics, explain what it is, how to use it, how to install it, and then I'm gonna share with you. And I need some opinions about the future class coming. I plan to have a online live class soon about using Visual Studio Code. In case somebody is interested, you can join. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. This way, you know when I make an announcement about the future class. It's coming soon. What is this here? In case somebody is in. Okay, so getting some echoes from the tablet. So if you have any questions, and let me know. So basically, why is Visual Studio Code important? It's a code editor. One of the important technical skills to learn nowadays, if you have interest in leveling up your knowledge and technical skills, is to learn how to code. And not everybody is into coding, and coding come in different categories. You can learn programming, you can learn web development. This is one of the easiest I find. You can learn, let's say, mobile development. You can learn Python, like scripting on a server. You can learn about databases. So there are so many, but in the beginning, once you start, I find the easiest way is to start dabbling with HTML, CSS to make a web page. And this is not programming, it's coding, like, like the HTML5 is a structured language. Like, it structures your web page. You can use it to structure the web page. And then you have the CSS3, which is the styling language. Once you have your HTML on a web page, the elements, you can style it using CSS3. And then you have JavaScript, which will you can use it for interactivity. If you want to make your web page interactive, you need to use JavaScript. But before you jump to JavaScript, you can use CSS, and it has so many options and the properties that you can use to make an element interactive. Like, you can use the, let's say, the hover effect in CSS. You can use the click effect. You can do a lot. So guys, if you're on this live stream, I want to thank you so much. Let me know where you're tuning in from, and if you have any questions about using Visual Studio Code, and if you have interest in learning about it, because I have a future class coming up. Let me know what you want to learn about it. What do you like? Are you interested in learning? So welcome everyone. So thank you for joining. So we have Maria Cora Valenti. Hi, welcome. Thank you for joining. How can I help you? Do you have any question about learning how to code using Visual Studio Code? Because I have uh, I have a class coming up soon, so I want to plan for it. So I figured I'll announce it now, and then if you can give me some ideas on what to do the class, what you're interested to learn. Straight out of Bethlehem, you must cook a great lamb. That's funny. Okay, so guys, let's keep the conversation limited or confined to the Visual Studio Code and coding. This is the topic of tonight. So if you have any question, let me know. So yeah, are you interested in learning how to code, starting with HTML, CSS, web development, web design? If that's the case, you need to learn about video editing. I mean, not video editing, I mean code editor. And one of the best is Visual Studio Code. That's my favorite, and a lot of people like it, a lot of web developer. So I plan to have a class online live like this one, but obviously I'm gonna show you my computer screen. But before, I need help to plan for it. So I wanna know what people are interested in. So let me know. So Fiolo, fish, a ball, and a cat. Ompa Lompa. How dare you? Okay, guys, who else? Questions, comments? Let me know. Let's keep the comments under the subject of this video. It's the Visual Studio Code. Jake Buckner. Hey man, I am a huge fan of yours. Welcome, thank you. Omar, thank you. حي الله أهل فلسطين. Welcome. Welcome, guys. Who else have a question about the learning how to code? Are you interested in learning Visual Studio Code or not? Do you have a website? Are you learning how to code? You know, I plan a class online live, and this is why I start to prepare for it. But I wanna ask you guys if you can give me some input about what do you like to learn about. So basically, my knowledge right now is I can use Visual Studio Code, and I can use HTML, CSS to make a simple web page like Elements. And I use some JavaScript, but I'm not gonna say I can teach JavaScript because it's very difficult. And I started not too long ago. I can make simple codes in JavaScript, but I'm not in a position to teach somebody but in JavaScript. But CSS and HTML, CSS, I can do that. And I've been using the Visual Studio Code editor for a long time, so I'm very proficient in it. Okay, let's see if there's questions. Jake Buckner. I have a question. That's funny, guys. Any tips on how to be a successful YouTuber at the age of 6? I am 6 and cannot do much, but I want to learn more. Okay, if you want to learn more, just keep watching, you know, and have ideas. And in the future, you know, so yeah, wait, give it a few years, you know. So anybody else? Questions, comments? Let me know. You have any question about coding, about Visual Studio Code, a code editor, about HTML, CSS? If you're interested, let me know, because I have a class coming up. It's not ready yet, but I start to plan for it. So I need to know if people are interested and what topics you want me to explain, you know. Hi, can I be mod? What do you mean mod? I don't know. Who else? Any questions? Let's talk about coding, guys. Making a web page, a website, a simple coding, HTML, CSS, using a code editor like Visual Studio Code. So this is the subject of this video. Yeah, this is... who else? Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. I need to grow it, and I need your help. And in return, I will, you know, make more live videos like these, and I will help you answer questions about coding and some technical topics that I cover on my channel. And if you're interested to know what I cover, go to my channel and check it out. All right, who else? Guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're interested in this kind of topics. If you are interested in those technical topics, learning how to code. So Are you? That's. I'm getting crazy messages today. None of the messages is decent or appropriate to this live stream. Big stack at hand. Have you welcome? Have you ever heard of? Yes, I've heard of Python. Python is a, it's a. They say it's a programming language. It's a scripting language, but it's gonna be for the server side. Python is for the server side. So before you learn Python, it's a good idea to learn HTML, CSS because Python is for the back end. It's a scripting language. They call it programming, just like JavaScript, but they're scripting languages where you connect a database to, to the web page. So, yeah. Do you know Python? Are you learning Python? It's good for a lot of purposes. Python is great. It's not that difficult from what I hear, but I never tried it, but I know what you're talking about. Anybody else have a question? Yeah, let me know if there's any specific topics so I can prepare for it for the next live stream. Obviously, I have to like the topic and I have to be familiar with it. So right now I am learning lists in Python. Okay, good. How do you find it? From what I hear, it's easier than other languages. Python. It's easier than other programming languages. But I like JavaScript. I like to learn one step at a time. So what I'm doing now, I nailed down. I'm not going to say nailed down. I'm comfortable with HTML5, CSS3, and I start learning JavaScript. So the next step, because I am in the front end now, the next step I might choose another language for the back end, whether it's a Python or maybe PHP. I will learn JavaScript next. Yes, JavaScript is very important. At least you want to know the basics because it adds interactivity to your web page, to the front end. So all of those languages. Scripting, programming, they're all important. So you can't learn one or two. You have to learn three or four to have a complete meaningful skills. Like you have to learn, let's say, HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and then you can learn a back-end language like Python. It depends what you want to do. PHP, even JavaScript, Node.js, you can use it on a server for the back end. So who else? Okay, so what text editor do you use? Yeah, I'm talking about, I don't use a text editor. I use Visual Studio Code. This is you can use it for so many, because text editors doesn't give you a lot of help. Visual Studio Code have a lot of extension that will help you. Like it has the Emmet, where it does auto completion. If in case you're not able to type the code, it will help you. And it's got the live server, and it's got the auto save. It's got so many options. I mean, text editors are good, but you want to use like the Notepad plus maybe at least, and because you need some options and features to help you in coding. Like if you're using Visual Studio Code, the one I use, and it's for free. Whether you have a Mac, Windows, or Linux. I run Linux. You can use Visual Studio Code. It's for free and it's great. In the beginning, if you look at it, it might look overwhelming, but once you start using it, it's not that difficult. I like it. So, big task at hand. I am learning to code to build a startup web application. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, yes, yes. That's a good idea. Yep, yep. So, what do you do? Do you use a text editor for I mean, you can use Python on Visual Studio Code. You can use you can program in Python. You can use it for JavaScript, HTML, CSS, and a host of lot of programming languages. Visual Studio Code is great. And it's for free. So, but it might be overkill or overqualified for simple tasks. But I like it. So, what text editor do you use? Big task at hand. Yeah, JavaScript is good, but it's not easy. I take my time learning it, but I make very simple codes. Like clicking clicking a mouse, hover effect. I can do those, but I'm not able to do more because it's difficult. I keep at it, but I intend to learn more about it. But yeah. Right now, I'm using IDLE Python. Okay, so that's, I guess, an integrated developer environment. Okay, good. Yeah, who else have a question? Anybody have a question about what we're talking about? We're talking about Visual Studio Code, which is an IDE, integrated development environment. You can use it to edit codes, to create codes, different languages. I use it for HTML, CSS, and little bit JavaScript, but you can use it for other languages. It has Python, C, PHP a lot, So, but you have to install some extensions. Who else? Anybody else? If you guys interested in learning JavaScript, I plan to make a class too, but it's gonna be very simple because I'm not advanced when it comes to JavaScript. But you know, so any questions, comments, topics you want me to discuss related to Visual Studio Code and how to use the code editor to make simple codes, HTML, CSS, JavaScript. I have more tutorials coming, like screen casting and recording the my desktop. But right now, I've been trying to use OBS, and it's not working fine. It's not doing good on my machine. I don't know if it's the internet connection or the my computer, because it's kind of old. My computer is kind of old. So. How often do you go live? I've been going for the last month, like 2 times a week at least, 2 or 3. So because I, I used to do it like once a week, and using my desktop, I've been having hard time. I mean, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, because so I figured I'll do the live streams using my phone, and it's very easy. It's much easier for me on a phone. So that's why, you know, I can just type the title, some text, and take a picture for the thumbnail, and I can go live. It's easy. That's why I'm doing it more often. It doesn't need a lot of setup, and but as long as I have questions coming in and people are attending, I keep making those. So, are you Italian? No, I'm not Italian. I'm from the Middle East. I'm Lebanese, from Lebanon, but I live in the U.S. So I am in the U.S. state of South Dakota. Where are you tuning in from? Where are you guys tuning in from? I'm very interested to know. Are you in the U.S.? What state are you coming from? Or if you're overseas, what country are you tuning in from? I'm very interested to know. Oh, the USA might shut down. I don't know why you say that. I'm not sure. Who else? Questions, comments, topics. Share your knowledge. This is a two-way conversation. So, anybody else? Yeah, thank you so much, guys. Thank you. I want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether you're on this live stream or on a replay. I value your attention and your time. Thank you so much, and your input too. And yeah, even if you are on the, you will be on a future replay. You can still submit comments, questions, and I look often at my comments and videos. Oh, because you okay, I see what you meant now. Because you are from Lebanon, and that's the country that American does not like. No, I don't think that's the case. You cannot stereotype. I mean, we, we have an American embassy in Lebanon, and a lot of people visit Lebanon now. I mean, the war now, it's messed up. So it's that's funny. So yeah. Who else? Questions, comments, topics. Do you guys, anybody have a website you want me to check to look at? I can do that if you want me to, because since we're talking about coding and websites, web pages, if you wanted to check your website to take a look at it, give you my opinion. Who else? Questions, comments. Welcome to this live stream. If you have any questions, let me know. I am coming to you live, and it's August 21st, Wednesday, 7:21 p.m. my time, the Central US Standard Time. If you have any questions, submit it in a comment so I can help you if I have the answer. We're talking about Visual Studio Code, that we can use to create codes, edit codes, and I use it for to make simple web pages using HTML, CSS, and sometimes I add basic elements using JavaScript. So who else? Questions, comments, topics? So what topic are you guys interested in? What do you like me to talk about for the next live stream? Maybe tomorrow I'll do one, but I need some input, some topics, because I can make topics, but I don't know if you're interested in it or not. But if you let me know about any specific ideas or topics you like to learn about, if I have the knowledge or I can learn it, then I will, share it with you. But as of now, I can help you with using the code editor, making HTML, CSS codes, simple elements, and very basic elements in JavaScript. And also, I have other topics on my channel. I have topics about using Inkscape for vector graphics, for scalable vector graphic SVG files. And you can export them to a PNG and JPEG. And I have some videos about video editing, but I'm not good when it comes to video editing, but I'm learning it still, but I share some. And I have a lot of videos about using Linux commands. So if somebody is interested in learning Linux, there are a lot of videos on my channel that you can learn about Linux, So Linux commands. Who else? Any questions? Comments, topics? Okay, so I guess no more questions coming in. I guess I'm gonna wrap up this session. Maybe I'll do another one tomorrow. But let me know if you have any questions. Submit them in a comment, and I will look at them. So, and let me know if there's any specific topics you'd like to learn about. Thanks again for joining, and whether you're on this live stream or on a future replay, I want to thank you so much for your attention and time spent here. See you in the next video. Thank you.